The coronavirus is still running rampant all over the world. There are 3,600 passengers who've been stuck on a cruise ship. However, in Yokohama, Japan since February 4th, some of them are American. Now, more than 300 Americans quarantined on the Diamond Princess cruise ship for almost 2 weeks, finally headed home Sunday night, which sounds like amazing news until you hear what they had to go through in order to get home from that ordeal. At least 456 people on the Diamond Princess tested positive for the novel coronavirus, which has killed more than 1,700 people and infected more than 71,000 others worldwide. The Americans were transported back on a modified cargo ship, which we have a picture of the inside of. So what they did is they took a bunch of seats, and in order to have it, I guess, not be part of a potentially, not contaminate a passenger plane, they went over there, loaded all these people up. And what was interesting is, as you see, that's not a normal cargo plane. Here's an excerpt from an article on CNN. It says, this is a converted cargo 747, the official said to people who were evacuating, wearing full protective gear. So there is less insulation than a regular passenger jet, so bring extra layers to stay warm. Before they boarded the planes, the passengers sat for hours on buses with no access to bathrooms. Jeez. Once on board the aircraft, they sat in temporary seats with makeshift bathrooms and no passenger windows. So let's stop there for a second.
Yeah.
Imagine going on I was supposed to go to Japan. I don't think I'm going in next week. But like, these people were on a cruise. The cruise ship, they say, is the most infected place on the planet. And you think you're on your way out, but then you have to go through this horrific ordeal.
Horrific is a good word, Brett, but just the trauma, because imagine being stuck on a cruise ship. You're told that you could possibly be infected with this new virus and there's no cure for it. No one knows anything about it, but people are dying, right? And then finally you survive miraculously. And then you're placed in close quarters with other people who you don't know if you're infected. It's just all these things that are really crappy that are happening to you, and then you get the treatment you get on your way home is less luxurious than when you were on the cruise ship. Is anyone not afraid? I'm afraid of the 71,000 people have been diagnosed, right? And it seems like day over day, when you turn on the news, it's even more people, and you're finding out it's in different parts of the world besides where it originated. And now in the United States, they're saying how many? 467 people?
There are 456 people on this one coronavirus,
right.
On this one coronavirus cruise alone.
So 15 as of today were diagnosed, but there's 60 are pending. But there's Okay, so that's alarming. That's an epidemiological disaster waiting to happen, because we don't know the communication rate of this virus, or I'm sure, I mean, there's not a lot on it. What?
Yeah, 15
Am I the only one that's like not freaking out about this?
I'm freaking out about everything. I always freak out about it, but like, there's a bunch of levels to it. I mean, John, what do you think about it?
Yeah, so look, I've now done, I don't know how many different stories about it. We've had experts on the show, on the conversation, also on the Darren Report this morning. I had a doctor come on to talk about it. And I have been trying very hard to be the right amount freaked out. You don't want to be too freaked out, because that can be more dangerous, in terms of its effect on society than the actual disease. And you don't want to be too reassuring, because more than 1,000 people have died, which is really, really bad. But the doctor that came on my show today reminded us that the seasonal flu in the United States kills 60,000 people every single year. And look, 1,000 people have died. More than 11,000 have been cleared after having it. So the survival rate is actually quite good. There's, in any individual country, there might be a few dozen or a few hundred cases, but I understand you don't want to go to Japan.
Yeah.
However, if you went to Japan, you'd almost certainly be totally fine. I mean, you might catch other things, but not that.
I would definitely get it.
You know how many people die every year from pollution, respiratory illness caused by, it's millions of people.
Right.
So let's just put it in perspective.
Right.
You're most likely to be killed by someone who's texting and driving, honestly.
Perspective's fine. I don't know. I think, those are all great points,
It is
John.
scary.
Because again, it's knowledge, right? The flu, all these people die of the flu, but there's also ways to combat and cure the flu and take care of the flu, especially in the United States alone. So I just feel, and I don't want to get all conspiracy theorists with it, but this is just, I feel like we're on the precipice of something bad with this coronavirus.
I get it.
No
I
mass
get
hysteria
that instinct.
for TYT members, but it just seems like every single day there's 400, 200 more new people that are now infected with this, and it's like this onslaught of where did this come from?
And definitely, no matter where you are, burn all your clothes. The only safe way.
Get out of them first.
But yeah, that's how I deal with all this. There's all those. This is exactly the kind of story that like people's parents send to them, where it's like, I don't know why I felt compelled to send this to you, other than it is. You put yourself in the position of folks like this. There's Carrie Maniscalco is one of the people that was on the cruise, and she said no one here has had their temperature taken by the federal government or any government for that matter. So we're all sitting in really close, tight quarters. Everyone's sitting next to each other. I have a girl sitting here in just a minute. It seems dangerous. They have sent over a dozen emails reassuring us that there would not be an additional quarantine, and they just told us that we'd be re-quarantined for 14 more days, said a sobbing Carrie Maniscalco. And it's that. It's just, I think in the time that we have when people are freaking out about it, myself included, it's just in order to ground ourselves, we at least, like it is decent of us to put ourselves in the shoes of these people who go through that kind of stuff.
Don't miss your chance to win a trip to Los Angeles and have dinner with Cenk, Anna, and me. Just head to tyt.com/dinner in LA to register to win. Sign up for a free Aspiration Spend and Save account, register your eligibility, swipe your Aspiration card on daily purchases to gain entries to win a chance to fly to LA and have dinner with the TYT hosts. Not only are you entering to win that dinner in LA with Cenk and Anna and myself, but you're also able to deposit your hard-earned money without it going towards fossil fuel exploration or production. And as a friendly reminder, even if you already have an Aspiration account, you must still first register to be eligible for the sweepstakes.